What is up, boyos?
Hello, boyos.
This is the Loner Gamecast, where we discuss all things video games. My name is Jake. That is Nick, making a horrible tongue gesture. This week we are talking about Pokemon and the Nintendo Direct that happened. We're talking about Minecraft Steve. We're talking about Cyberpunk. We're talking about the PlayStation 5. So many good things. Last week's question was, when will factions be released? Did we get a comment, Nick? Did we check? Shit.
You know what?
We do this every week.
We do this every week. It's part of our show, and we never check. I do not believe so, but I will check because we fucked up last week.
We did.
You fucked up last week.
Oh, come on. We both fucked up last week.
Okay,
No, there is no comment. I double checked, triple checked, no comment.
I don't believe you because last week you fucked up.
Okay. Here's what I think we should do. Let's read the comment from the week before, eh?
There you go. There was no comment. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. What was the question last week? The week before?
The week before, the question was,
what is Xbox owning Bethesda look like, and what does Bethesda mean?
Yeah. That's it.
So we'll read this comment because we fucked up. So let's read the comment. It says, this is from Cooking for Group. Sorry, this is a long one, but you fucks asked two questions. See, this is why we didn't answer. This is why we didn't read it, because you called us fucks. And for that, you're banned for life. He said,
don't say that. He's our biggest fan.
I'm sure Elder Scrolls and Fallout will continue down their normal paths with Bethesda, but what I'm more interested in is Microsoft using some of Bethesda's people to help improve their games. Like with Xbox teasing a new Fable, I could see them having Playground Games, developers of the new Fable, work with the Elder Scrolls games to make Fable a better RPG. Or with Halo looking like it's going to be more fast-paced and actiony, they might talk to people at id, because they did a similar thing with Doom. So it may be a long shot, but that's something I could see Microsoft using Bethesda for. Define Bethesda. Noun. A company that has made a couple good games with a lot of bad games mixed in, but people buy those too because they think fondly of the good games. Used in sentence, BioWare has really become a Bethesda. We talked about that last week, but I do think that's an interesting take, because I kind of agree that like I could see them joining forces in a way where like they may use the guys over at Obsidian Games, which are owned by Xbox, to like help with the new Elder Scrolls game, or
And that would be great,
or vice versa.
Yeah, that'd be great. And we already talked about this, but their microtransactions may disappear because Microsoft is a much larger
increase. Because I brought that up last week too, because they may double down on microtransactions. Who knows?
I hope not.
As far as last week's question, when will Last of Us Factions be released? We were hoping that we'd get that this week. Like, we'd get the answer. Nick was, at least. We didn't. I still have no fucking clue. So
no idea. We didn't get shit this week.
Yeah.
It's just throwing that out there.
So what you been playing, Nick?
I've been playing a buttload of Hades. Game of the year so far. 100% blows everything else out of the water.
Obviously, I haven't played Fall Guys. Huh?
I have. I've been playing that a little bit as well.
Well, that's the game of the year. That's what I'm saying.
It's fine. It's a good game. I get bored of it 2 or 3 rounds in, but yeah, Hades.
I feel the same about Hades.
I got to the credits, which I think is 10 clears. Do 10 clears and you get to the end of the credits, and then something else happens and it unlocks more shit, which I fucking love. And there is just still so much more that I need to do. in that game, and I'm just having a blast with it.
Nice.
Yeah, what you been playing?
I've been playing a shit ton of Among Us. So much. There's probably about 8 hours on Twitch. If you go over to the Twitch, you can watch like old replays. I think I'm done playing that on Twitch. But God, it's just so fun. It's so stupid fun. Just a bunch of people get together and accuse each other of being murderers. There's something so fun about that stupid fucking game. And then we've also been playing Among Us like with like special rules. Like yesterday, we were playing where we had movement speed all the way up, and all the crewmates on the game had max vision, but the imposters had small vision, so they couldn't see anything. So then at the start of the round, the imposter would say, "Hey, I'm the imposter," and we basically played a game of hide and seek, where we would try to do tasks, but we also he sabotaged comms, so we couldn't see what our tasks were. So we just had to run to random things to try and get our tasks done. It was so much fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, so much fun. There's so many different like weird ways to play the game like that too. Yeah, really fun game. $5. Come on now. The other big thing that I did last week was I finally beat and platinumed Ghosts of Tsushima.
Hold on, you didn't do that like a month ago? 2 months ago?
No,
I thought you were saying like 2 months ago that you were going to platinum it, and you did. But it's taken you this long.
You're throwing me under the bus here.
I am. I'm throwing you under the bus.
I figure we've got some time here. I might as well throw out my comprehensive review of Ghosts of Tsushima.
Go for it. I'm just gonna go fall asleep over here.
I might throw out some spoilers, but I'm gonna try and be like as little spoilers as possible. But I may throw out some spoilers. Ghosts of Tsushima is a game full of fetch quests where it's kind of fun for a while. You play it for about 30 minutes, and then you're like, okay, I kind of want to take a break, and then you come back to it 30 minutes. So the game is broken up into 3 acts. And what I would say about the game that would have made the game substantially better is if they got rid of the entire first act. If it was just Act 2 and Act 3, that would have been fine. Because Act 2 was like the big chunk of the game where you did a lot of the fetch quests and like a lot of the nonsense. And then Act 3, you finally got some like interesting storytelling. Some of the missions were actually a little different. I wish the game was just those 2 sections, because then you add Act 1 on there and it's just more of Act 2, and it makes the game too long for what it is. And it's not like The Witcher, because like The Witcher is long and it's justified in its longness by being so different. And although it is a game of fetch quests as well.
There are fetch quests, but every mission is interesting. You know, there are the check off this little icon on your screen kind of mission, but then in between all of that, there's optional quests or side quests where you gotta help an old lady with a frying pan, and that interesting that story is just so interesting.
That's kind of the whole game of Ghost of Tsushima. It's kind of all just go here, fight these guys, go back, investigate a thing, go back, kill more guys, end of mission. But like the story is very intriguing, especially towards the end. Like it gets super good at the end, and also the way the map like exposes itself throughout the entire game is super good. It's not like you go to a tower and it exposes a chunk of the map. Literally, it's like you talk to a guy and it's like, hey, there's something over here you might want to go check out. And you walk there, and as you walk there, you're uncovering the map. And like that's how you uncover the map. It's super interesting. It's like Breath of the Wild in that sense, where you kind of just go how you want to go and you expose the map. But what's different about Ghost of Tsushima and Breath of the Wild in that sense, the way it exposes the map is interesting, but Breath of the Wild kept it interesting by making you want to explore the map, because there is interesting things you're going to find, different enemies, different, armor, stuff like that. Ghost of Tsushima, you find the same 6 things over and over and over and over again. That's it. the whole game is literally here's a fox, which the fox thing is really interesting at first, but they didn't like add enough to the fox. Like you follow a fox to this thing. There's one interesting fox thing where you follow a fox and he goes through grass and it's kind of hard to see him. And it's like, that's kind of interesting. They could have done more of that, or like added some weird platforming with the fox thing. Like they could have done more of that. This is a game that will benefit from a sequel because it has the groundworks here for something interesting. It just didn't quite nail the landing, in my opinion. But beautiful game, really fun. It's worth playing. But yeah, I just think it's lacking the substance.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing it, because it's just it's the same 6 things over and over again.
I will say you could slam through the main story pretty quick. My problem was like I was trying to get the platinum, so like I was doing everything. So I think if you slam through the main story, you'd at least enjoy the story, because the story is interesting. It's good. So
I might.
But while we're on the subject, Ghost of Tsushima Legends co-op mode is out next week. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know what that entails. From what I've seen, it's like you could play the game co-op. There are certain missions that are co-op that sort of change the game. There's also like a 4-player survival mode. And then I guess there's also like an MMO style raid that they're adding to the game.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's
They
weird.
released a trailer on Monday, and we don't know a whole lot about it. It's like they're adding photo mode in co-op. There you can play up to 4 people. There's a raid. There's survival, like you said, and there's a bunch of classes too. Like there's 4 classes, I think, or a number of classes that you can choose from. And yeah, we'll just have to see. We'll be playing it probably. I'll definitely give it a shot, as long as I'm not locked into you have to beat the game first in order to play this. Yeah, we'll definitely play and give our thoughts.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested. I almost deleted the game today, and then I'm like, wait, that co-op mode comes out next week. So now I didn't. Maybe if it allows us, we could power you through the end of the game, and
that would be cool.
You could
too.
actually beat it.
Yeah,
I'd help you power through it. Not that you really need help. It's kind of an easy game.
Yeah, it is. But just to get it over with, get to the cutscenes.
Yeah, just have fun with the bros.
Yeah. Another bro game to play, to bro out with.
So let's move on to events. Last week there was a Pokemon Nintendo Direct. All they talked about was the next DLC for Pokemon.
Sword and Shield. Yeah.
It'll have legendaries from past games, new story, Pokemon music video.
Yeah.
It comes out October 22nd. Didn't they also like tease like silver and gold at this thing?
No, that was a rumor.
Okay.
I think they like bought a domain. The Pokemon company bought a domain, and it had something to do with gold and silver, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So people are speculating that they're going to remake Heart Gold, Soul Silver on the Switch, which would be great, because that is all-time best Pokemon game.
Do you think it'll be? You think it'll be more like a Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee?
I hope not.
Gold, silver sort of thing.
I hope not, but I could see it.
Why?
I'm just not into those games. Those games are easy baby games.
Why do you say that? Did you play it?
I've seen it. Fuck you. I don't know. They look easy baby games, you know. You use the.
It's Pokemon, dog. They're all easy baby games.
Yeah, but you use
Pokemon.
You use like the Pokemon Walk, the Pokemon Go controls and shit, and I was like, I don't care about that. Like you don't actually have battles. I don't think
there is battles in that game. Yeah, it's just catching the Pokemon is easier. But there's still battles. It's still basically just Pokemon Blue again. Yeah. With updated graphics.
I don't know. I might go back to it, but I'm doing all right with the Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm really excited that they're
Dude, I still have not beaten Pokemon Sword or Shield because I don't know, man. just like, it's fucking Pokemon, and it's just like it's the same thing, and it's just so boring, and like there's nothing going on. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm so over
That's
Pokemon. I'm a fucking
I
man.
get it. All right. But you're gonna play Temtem when it comes out for PlayStation 5, though.
Yeah, I probably will.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll probably love it too. And I play
Yeah.
Persona, and I love Persona.
Yeah.
It's just like Pokemon doesn't seem to. It doesn't make the advancements I want it to make. You know,
True.
where I
But,
want it. I
you know,
want it
but
to be a bigger game, and it's not.
but-
And it has the money to be like a bigger game, but it's like we're gonna put like $2 million into this game and make like $200 billion, and it's just
Yeah.
like,
You know, the DLC, the first DLC, is exactly what you want from Sword and Shield. When they're like, there's going to be an open area and blah blah blah, it's like, okay, and then you're kind of disappointed because there's only 2 open areas, and it's like, okay, well, I kind of get this. The first DLC, it's all open area, like it's just a third huge wild area that you can catch Pokemon and run around and ride your bike, and your Pokemon follows you by the end of it. So that's kind of cool. And now they're adding at least all
can you
of the
have your
legendaries from the
Snorlax
past.
follow you?
Yes, you can.
Yes, that's
You
all
can
I
have it.
want. I just want a Snorlax.
I don't know how he follows you. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I have a Snorlax, but I will.
He rolls.
He rolls. Yeah, that'd be pretty great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so the new one comes out October 22nd, and it's going to have all the legendaries from the past games.
Nice.
And they released a pretty dope music video. Their one more thing was like a music video, a collaboration music video, and I was like, oh, is this like a new anime thing or whatever? And it's like, no, this is just a music video, but it looks really cool. The animation's really good in it, and check that out because it's not bad.
I watched that. Yeah, the animation did look very nice. Well, this next piece of news. Let's get into the news. By the way, next piece of news is like a big piece of news while also being not news at all. So a bunch of people got hands-on with the PS5. So the controller was shown off. So there are pictures online now with the controller with like different color skews on the controller. It looks pretty cool. Showed it with like magenta color. It looks nice. Apparently the buttons are quieter. So when you click on them, it doesn't make much noise. So that's cool. That's always been a complaint for me with the Xbox One controller. I mean, if you want to just hate that. It's such a loud controller. I hate it. So I've always liked PlayStation for making a quieter controller. I know I'm the only one who gives a fuck about that, but
you're right. I just now thought of that, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. The Xbox are just
check this out. This is the fucking Xbox bumper.
Yeah,
it's so loud. Their triggers are nice, but
the triggers are nice. The triggers are good.
Yeah. Apparently they were also talking about the haptic feedback triggers.
Oh, okay.
Apparently they feel really nice. I mean, that's the thing is like all this stuff is like, well, yeah, but like it's not really news. And apparently the system is a lot quieter. Like it doesn't make any noise. They were talking about how the SSD, everything boots like instantaneously, which is nice, like games and stuff. But like the system being quieter, but like I could buy a brand new PlayStation and that thing's pretty quiet. It's like what happens over the next year.
What happens with all the dust that builds up on the fans and shit.
Yeah. And then they didn't show the UI, but there is a leaked boot up screen, but this is just rumors and I saw it. And apparently it has an extremely long boot time. Like it takes longer than the Xbox One to boot up. But this could be taken care of, in updates and stuff. So who knows?
Have you seen it? Have you seen the boot screen?
I saw the boot screen. It looks very similar to PS4.
I think it looks very similar to PS3.
It does.
The particle effects and the sound and stuff.
And it even has that sort of yellow skew.
Yeah.
The layout seems similar to the PS4, but this is all rumors. I don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah, that's true. It looks real.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I just want to point out though how annoyed I am that they haven't just shown this shit off. This is what I thought the last conference was going to be, was them showing this shit off. Um, and then they were also talking about how X now in Japan finally means confirm. For a long time, circle meant confirm
Yeah.
in Japan. But like, these are the things that I would have liked to see in the conference. Like, what does the X button do? What does this share button do? It's not called the share button anymore. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You know, these are the things I want to know. These are the things I want them to show off, but I feel like we're just not going to get it. Pre-orders are still a shit show. PlayStation's dropping the ball. Xbox doesn't give a fuck, nor should they. But yeah, that's kind of it for that.
Can we test something? I kind of want to put the boot screen, the noise up for
Okay.
everybody. I want to see if it'll come through
Okay, let's try
through
that.
my phone. Can you hear it?
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
That's pretty good. Like
It's pretty nice.
it's not bad. It's very relaxing.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, you can look it up. YouTube PS5 boot up or something like that. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It's not the the PlayStation 1.
No, I mean nothing is, but they're going for that more relaxed vibe because they know you're going to turn this thing on every single day. So like they're like, let's make it really chill, really relaxed. It's a good move.
And most of the time when I
you-
start up my PlayStation, my TV's not on.
True.
Like I'll hit the button and then I'll turn my TV on and I'll miss
True.
the whole boot up thing. So
Yeah, that's
it
true.
being longer is not really that important, but also
That's true.
those times that my TV's on and I push the button, it's just like,
Well, it could be
You know?
it could be a longer boot, just for the sense that like now everything else once you're finally in the system is like instantaneous because of those SSDs and stuff. So
and that's fine. That's what a
Yeah,
lot of video
it's
games do now. It's like
fine.
the long startup screen and then the game.
Imagine having to
doesn't
turn
have
on
a
your
load screen.
PlayStation nowadays, where now like our PlayStation is our media machine. Like we turn it on for everything. We want to watch TV, it's our PlayStation. Like that's kind of the world we live in. But imagine every time you turn it on and you get the fucking GameCube sound. You're just like, no, not again.
Yeah, that'd be pretty. Well, you can change that sound though. You can have it go like squeak, 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 squeaky, squeak, 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 squeaky, 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 squeak. I don't know.
That's too good.
You hold a certain button, but yeah.
Speaking
yeah,
of Nintendo, Minecraft Steve is in Smash.
Yay!
I mean, it's cool. It shows that Xbox has some solidarity with Nintendo. Makes me wonder if one day we will see, either Game Pass come to Nintendo, or maybe like how we've seen EA go to Game Pass. Maybe we could see, the Nintendo games come to Game Pass. That might be kind of interesting.
That would be interesting.
But I mean, that's looking way too into things. I mean, fucking.
Can we
Joker's
just talk?
In there, so
can we talk about how Minecraft Steve is a terrible fighting character?
I didn't see. I didn't
see it either. But it was just I just saw the thing. But like, Minecraft Steve only has this kind of movement.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all his movement is. What is he gonna like, kick you or hit you with a pickaxe like a fucking robot? It's kind of boring and
Who
dull.
knows?
I don't
imagine
know.
he'll probably play a lot like Villager. I imagine it'll be a very similar move set to that.
Villager's got all those animations and shit, and it looks good.
But it could do the
plant
same.
the tree, and the tree comes up, and
It could. He could have like a
axe.
throwable where he throws a block at you or something, or who knows? They could make it interesting.
Did they show off?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't give a fuck about Villager or Minecraft Steve.
Wow, you took a fucking journey on that, didn't you?
I was just looking at the Whatever.
Minecraft Steve Smash Bros. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see here. Minecraft.
I'm looking this up. See what his moves are. Oh God, that's loud.
Oh, and Alex, we forgot the girl.
Well, that's the clone.
Yeah, we got
Okay, so he's got like a side swipe with a sword. Something about. Oh, he puts like a block above his head, and
he does a fast travel in a minecart.
Oh,
where he'll like go across the screen in a minecart. That's cool.
He's got like an overhead block thing, and he smashes it, and it sets him on fire.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
I mean, it's interesting. Like his moveset seems pretty interesting, but like his animations are just bad.
Well, yeah, but that's fine. That'll make it kind of cute, I think. When you think about it, Minecraft Steve would be like the strongest character ever because he could just build things and just like fuck someone up, you know? Like if this was an anime, he'd be OP.
Oh yeah, he'd like set a house with no doors, and then they'd never get out. You know, they would just, and then he could, dump a lava bucket on there.
Yeah, for sure.
It looks very strange, very strange. My nephews were over yesterday, and they were playing Smash Bros. And I was so tempted to like buy one of the last battle pass with Joker and Banjo-Kazooie, but those are literally the only two good characters in that battle pass, or that the fighter pass.
It's like another Fire Emblem character, right?
There's another Fire Emblem character, and then another. It was a Dragon Quest character named Hero, and I was like,
who just looks like a Fire Emblem character.
A Fire Emblem character, yeah, exactly. And it's just like, that's kind of boring. I'm not going to buy that for $25. So
that's true.
I don't know. This battle pass is shaping up pretty good. You got Min Min so far, and you got Minecraft Steve. Those are two very unique characters, and hopefully they don't throw in more Fire Emblem shit.
The Smash roster is already pretty stacked, so like you're pretty good without it. But if you need it, if you're like super like, I love Joker, like I might get it just for Joker, but
you just pick up Joker at that point. You're just like, I'll spend $6 that way I don't have to spend $25.
True.
But what's cool about this is you get a new, there's always new songs, and then a new stage, and that's kind of cool too. It's not just the character that you're paying for. But
true.
Yeah, that's all I have to say on that.
This is a very speculative piece of news, just a sort of thinker, a real thinker piece of news. But the new Chromecast with Google TV won't officially support Google Stadia at launch. The reason I say it's speculative because I think this means that they're giving up on Stadia. Like if they're not just gonna like immediately implement this thing into their TVs and stuff, like I think they're just officially over Stadia. What do you think?
So I didn't know Google made TVs. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, I didn't know Google made TVs. That's kind of blowing my mind. I don't think Stadia is doing good at all. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think this Amazon thing's a good idea. I don't think streaming games is a good idea. Mostly because the internet service providers all over the world now cap your data limit. They didn't used to, but now they cap your data limit every month, so you can't stream for very long, especially a video game. So the fact that the TV doesn't have Stadia on it, or won't support Stadia, it's not a surprise to me, because I can't imagine Stadia sold very well at all. There are some people who are Google fanboys, and they'll just buy whatever.
Who are those people?
I don't know. I have a Google phone and I didn't buy it. So,
I mean, like, I understand like owning a Pixel, but like not being a Google fanboy. Like, that's just something. It's like the Pixel's a nice phone. It's not like I'm a fanboy. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that work for Google, so maybe they all bought it at like a
They
discounted
probably
rate.
hate Google more than anyone else, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of shitty, but
Yeah, I
also,
think this is confirmation that they just don't give a fuck about Stadia. I think Stadia, I wouldn't be surprised if, and I don't think they're going to even say anything about them like ending Stadia. I think
mhm,
it'll just be a shadow drop. Like they won't even mention it.
they'll
Just
just stop
disappear.
making games for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll just be like, okay, nothing's. This doesn't support it anymore. This doesn't support it
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, I think they saw an opportunity to get it into gaming, which is a very profitable business without thinking about what they actually had to do. They dropped a service that had like 20 games on it, and they were all several years old, most of them. And that's just not going to cut it in a
Yeah,
time where we have these well-established companies like Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo, where they have huge libraries of old games and new games. Like, why would I ever go to Stadia? Where at
right.
least Amazon came out and were like, we're dropping it with over 200 games, and like, like they came out swinging.
We have
Chromecast
a
or,
we
or,
have a
or
deal
Stadia.
with Ubisoft coming soon. Yeah,
Yeah, Stadia never had that. Stadia from the get go was like, it seems like you guys don't even know what you're doing.
we've
You
got
don't,
20 games
yeah, we've
and
got 20
three
games.
more on the
And they,
way.
and like, I legitimately think they thought that was a lot of games. It's not. Like,
Hmm.
Doom's not going to cut it for me, dude. That game came out in 2016. It's a great game, but it's also like 4 years old.
Yeah, I've
Like
I've already played it,
we've all played it.
but yeah. What was I gonna say? I think if you want to get into the video game sector, it's going to cost way more money than you think it is initially. But if you do it well and you spend that money, you can get your returns pretty quickly. It's you you buy into it for, I don't know, $10 million or whatever, and then you spend 5 years creating something, and you put it out 5 years later, and I feel like you will get your return on it. It's just going to take 5 years, and a lot of people who own a lot of shareholders in big business don't want to wait that long for their returns, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that has a lot of
I'm waiting for GameStop to release their console as a last ditch effort to stay alive. But it's going to be cartridge based, but not
it's
like
car-
not like how Nintendo is cartridge based now with like little SD drives. No, like fat ass
fat
cartridges.
ass plastic.
It's a new 16-bit console.
Oof.
32-bit actually. Let's give them some credit. It's a 32-bit console.
Yeah. I
Next
don't
piece
think
of
they have the
news.
money for that though.
I think they could make a 32-bit
You
console.
think so?
I think they could pull that off, but I don't know if anyone. That would be hella interesting if they're like, here's a 32-bit console, and fucking Naughty Dog is making a game for it.
You know, like like Atari Atari's been in the news like, oh, they're gonna re-release the Atari or whatever. What if they like teamed up with GameStop and
And they,
re-released an Atari, a
what if
GameStop Atari?
what if GameStop and Atari like got together and made like a legit next gen console, and it's
I
like the
don't think
best.
they have. I don't think they have the money for that. Either of them.
But what if?
But, okay, if we live in a society where money's no object, then I could see it.
That'd be
I
cool.
could see it. I
I
mean,
love a new competitor, and that isn't Amazon and isn't
yeah,
Google.
and isn't streaming. Let's just
Yeah,
say that isn't a streaming service, more of a actual
I
physical
think
box.
Nintendo needs some competition. We need another handheld.
Yeah, come on, PlayStation, Vita
Yeah,
2. Come
Vita
on,
2, baby. Make it a
Vita
phone as
2.
well. Just make it a phone as well. That'd be
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, they tried that before with the PSP. Actually, they tried that with the
With
PS
the
with the
Vita.
Vita, and
Yeah.
it was just like,
But it
I
wasn't
don't
like
want
a
to pay for two.
but the thing with that was like it wasn't a phone. It was just
Right.
like a gaming device that you could connect to the internet.
anywhere.
What if it
but,
is a phone, but also like it is specifically made for gaming, but it's also your cell phone?
like a phone?
Like well, but like it has integrated like actual controllers and like it's like
I could see that.
ergonomic or whatever, and is like actually designed for gaming,
I could see that.
and is made by Sony and is actually legit. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
that'd be kind of cool. I might be picking one of those up. Like
That isn't like a gimmick, but it's like legit,
Yeah, right. Yeah, I get that. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
But also, just give me a handheld with good games. Put Nier on that shit. Put bigger games. Make it a bigger handheld.
Yeah.
Compete with Nintendo. Put Temtem on that shit.
Yeah, put Temtem on there. Okay, Cyberpunk 2077. Publisher orders 6-day work weeks ahead of launch. This comes from Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. Let me also just point out that the game just went gold today. But this
yesterday.
Okay, yesterday, whatever. 2 days ago, if you're listening to this on Tuesday. Right? Went gold on Sunday, right?
No, I thought it went gold Monday.
Okay, whatever. Jason,
it went gold.
It's gold.
It went gold. Yeah, it's gold, baby.
Okay,
they're shipping it out.
This comes from Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. Polish video game developer CD Projekt Red.
What are we talking about anymore?
It's all falling apart. It's falling apart.
Go ahead. I'll stay quiet.
The wheels are coming off. Polish video game developer CD Projekt Red told employees on Monday that 6-day work weeks will be mandatory leading up to the November release of the highly anticipated Cyberpunk 2077. What is that? What is that word there?
Reneging?
Reneging?
I guess so.
Reneging? What does that mean?
I don't know.
What is reneging?
Here, you continue. I'll look up reneging.
Reneging on an earlier promise to not force overtime on the project. So basically, undoing what they said earlier.
That's exactly what reneging is. Going back on a promise, undertaking, or contract.
We're so dumb. Red, a subsidiary of Poland's biggest gaming company, CD Projekt SA, has been criticized previously for engaging in quote-unquote crunch, an industry term for excessive overtime in games development. The practice often lasts for weeks and can stretch out for months or even years. CD Projekt Red co-chief executive officer Marcin Iwinski last year told gaming website Kotaku that the company would be avoiding mandatory crunch and was committed to allowing employees to work without overtime. In an email, CD Projekt Red studio head Adam Badowski wrote that he was optimistic about the state of Cyberpunk 2077, which stars Keanu Reeves, and that they had just sent the game to be certified for release on Sony Corp's PlayStation and Microsoft Corp's Xbox. Now, he wrote, it was time to fix the game's many lingering bugs and glitches. Starting today, the entire development studio is in overdrive. Badowski wrote, elaborating that this meant your typical amount of work and 1 day of the weekend. The extra work would be paid as required by Polish labor laws. Many other video game studios don't pay for overtime. I take it upon myself to receive the full backlash for the decision, he wrote. I know this is in direct opposition to what we've said about crunch. It's also in direct opposition to what I personally grew to believe a while back, that crunch should never be the answer, but we've extended all other possible means of navigating the situation. So people are working 1 extra day a week for the next month at their jobs.
What's kind of stupid
for it.
What's kind of stupid about this?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is in quarantine, right? So a lot of people are working from home. I 100% guarantee that people are not putting in 40-hour work weeks. Anyway. So
Well,
I just
there's a lot of stats to disprove what you're saying there. There's a lot of stats that say people are more productive if they work from home, but
more productive, but not working as much.
it doesn't matter. If you're more productive, you're more productive.
Yeah, true.
But I think so. I want to walk a fine line here because I agree. Like crunch is not cool. It's bad. You're forcing your employees or whatever. But here's the thing. It's 1 month. Game comes out next month.
Hmm.
It's one extra day a week for a month. Everyone's getting paid overtime. It just seems a little tone deaf to me to like complain about this in a time where millions and millions and millions, or as Trump would say, billions of people like just don't have jobs. And these people, it's not even these. No one at the company is complaining. It's fucking Jason Schreier over here complaining about how these motherfuckers are getting paid overtime. Well, literally millions of people don't have jobs. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's hard for me to be like, oh, poor them. They have a job that pays really well and gives them a lot of meaning in life. I just, it's not like they are like work for a full year of overtime and we're not going to even pay you extra because of salary or whatever. Yeah, if you're working crunch and not getting paid overtime for it, that's fucked. If they're forcing you to work overtime for years on end, that's fucked. If they're forcing you to work overtime for a month,
It's not too bad.
before a game comes out and it's like an artistic project where everyone is like, I guarantee if you were to go to that studio, everyone there would be like, yeah, we want it. We want to release the best possible product. I want to be here on Sundays, but they won't let me, like,
But yeah, but it's not everybody, because the way that video games work is the game is already done. All the art, all of the whatever, all of the visuals are already done. So the art team is not doing art. The plot team, the story writers, are not doing actual work. They are playing the game, looking for a bug and going, hey, I ran into this bug, and then sending that to the coders who are like, oh shit, how are we going to fix this? So I feel like the coders and the people that are bug fixers, bug squashers, they're the ones that are working the most at this point. And also, I had another point that I completely forgot about what I was going to say. Oh, Gearbox, I know personally, Gearbox pays out based on how many copies of a software that they release. So if you worked on Borderlands 3 and you're still with the company when the game releases, they will pay you X percentage of the profits as like a, what would you call that? You get money based on the sales, right? So you could get $20,000 if the game sells like $1 billion, right? This game is so anticipated that these guys are getting overtime work, and probably, I don't know if it is for CD Projekt Red, but it is for Gearbox. They're probably getting paid a percentage of how much the game sells. So they're going to get buttloads of money. Like, it's not about like, oh, we have to crunch. It's a month of crunch, which I'm all for, because you're like, I need the money, even if you don't need the money, fucking, so what? Hey, I'm sorry, I have a month that I can't hang out. I had worse time in school than oh no, I got to go to my job that I've applied for and love, and get to make video games.
Well, and can we just talk about the irony of Jason Schreier complaining about this when this man has worked in games media for 20 plus years or whatever?
Yep.
Where every time E3 comes around, this man is there 24/7
for 4 days,
crunching.
Yeah.
to report on the news.
Yeah.
But he doesn't complain because he likes doing that job and he gets paid for it. I mean, you see it with all these games journalists. They're all there. And, granted, it's a week where E3 happens. But then the next week is fucking Gamescom. And then the next week is whatever else. And then they have to do 20 podcasts. They get a new game. They get Red Dead Redemption 2. They're like, you have a week to beat the game and write a fucking story about it. And it's a 50-hour game. So that means you're working at least 50 hours just to play the fucking game.
Yeah.
And then you have to write a review about it as well. And then record it on. So it's just like the irony of these people complaining about people being overworked but getting paid for it, and it's not even like they're getting overworked. I haven't heard a single person of CD Projekt Red complain about it. I did hear about some complaints when The Witcher came out, but like I haven't heard anything about this. It sounds like they're trying to reshape everything where it's like, okay, we're doing it for a month, we're just gonna polish out some bugs, and I'm sure when the game comes out they're all getting like 2 months off,
oh yeah, for sure.
It all just seems a little tone deaf to me. And I don't agree.
It really does.
I don't agree with crunch. Like, don't get me wrong, but like this seems like
it's not bad.
Deaf.
The game comes out in a month,
Yeah. The same thing happened when Red Dead was about to come out. They're like, yeah, for like the past 3 months we've been going in there like every single day, 24 hours, 24/7. Everyone's like, what did he say? He's been going in 24/7. And he's like, let me clarify. Not everyone has, just the people who are like really into the project.
Who really want to. Yeah, the people that are like, my job's not done, I have to keep doing this.
Yeah,
it's
and I understand I understand that's a slippery slope, because then it's like that's the work environment you're creating and stuff. But like, I'm sorry, man, that's just the work environment. Like if you're a touring musician, like you're working more than 40 hours a week because you're touring. Like it's just some jobs are tough.
Yeah, and it's like as a reviewer to complain. I don't know if Jason Schreier is a reviewer of games, but like it's the same sort of situation. You get a game, a company sends you a game, and it's like this game releases next week, as you said, and it's just like you have to beat the game and give it a review, otherwise your review is useless. If it's not released, the game, the day that the embargo's up, then we're screwed and everybody has already reviewed it, and it's just such a double-sided blade for somebody who is in games media to be like, oh, crunch is stupid, crunch is dumb, and people shouldn't be overworked. And it's like, but you do that, and you've already brought up the point, but I wanted to, just drive that home.
Well, and it's also like, we all work overtime, dude. Like, we all work hard, like, it's just like, and these people get, I don't know, whatever. Do what you want to do. If you don't want to work overtime, fucking quit the job. I don't know what to tell you.
And then don't get paid for, overtime and, work at a bakery that closed on Sunday and Monday. You got to pick your job, and this is your job. If you're going to complain about it, then
you think like a lumberjack works 40 hours a week? Probably not. He probably works like 75 hours a week. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way it is sometimes with jobs, man.
And he doesn't get paid as well.
I'm not justifying it. I don't want people to skew this. Like, I think crunch is horrible, but sometimes when it's a fucking month, get over yourselves. Jesus. What to look forward to next week? Next week we got Fall Guys Season 2. It's happening on Thursday, October 8th. We already talked about Ghost of Tsushima, but
that's not next week. We won't be talking about that next week. We'll be talking about that a week after that.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought
it next week. It comes out next week, but it won't be in time for the show. It doesn't come out this week.
What's the date on that? October 16th.
Yeah, our next show is going to be October 12th. So
correct.
In next week's show, the only thing we have, the only thing that we have in the only thing that we have to look forward to in next week's show we will be talking about for sure is Fall Guys Season 2. because we will be playing it and we will be giving our impressions on it.
I'm so close to level 40, dude.
And you're not gonna make it.
I don't think I am.
You're not gonna make it.
I don't think I am. It's such a bummer. I'm like 36 right now.
You gotta crunch, man. You gotta crunch.
I know, dude. I do it, but I don't want Jason Schreier yelling at me for playing too much Fall Guys. You, Jason Schreier, like, get over yourself. Oh my god.
Hey man, you know, he may feel the same way, but this is one of the only fucking stories to come out this week.
No, Jason Schreier loves talking about crunch. And normally I'm with him. Normally, you know, he loves talking about workplace environments being bad, and it's like, yeah, that's fair. You know, do that. Talk about that. More people should talk about that. But this one, and let me just answer your question. Crunch bars are delicious. What is this week's question?
What about Take Fives?
Oh, that's the best candy. It's the best one.
It is. It's so good. It's so fucking good. This week's question is: what is your favorite candy? But also, what is your take on what is your take on crunch? When is it too much? You're like, what is the line that you draw? Like, this is too much crunch, or, you know, I keep thinking about the candy. This is too much crunch. I can't seem to eat it all. Yeah,
what is the line? I want to sit on that and think about it myself. Because, like, what is the line on what is too much crunch? What is the right amount of crunch? Is there a line? Is crunch just bad?
Is overtime pay enough? Should there be more? Should there be less? Should there, like, I'm really curious about, like, what all of the aspects of a crunch time. What do you think makes it okay? Or maybe it's not okay, and you'd say, like, crunch is never okay, ever, ever, ever. And that's cool too. I'm not going to say that you're wrong, but you're fucking wrong. 'Cause crunch has to happen sometimes. But that's my question.
It doesn't always need to happen, but, like, we'll talk about it next week. Make sure you check out the other Lonercast shows, Jake and Corey podcast every Monday. This show happens every Tuesday. Also, join me on Wednesday on Lonercast, on twitch.tv/Lonercast. I will be watching the vice presidential debates. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be talking about...
Trump has COVID.
Oh, yeah. Also, Trump has COVID. If you listen to the other show, you know all about it. Also, we're going to be doing the Jake and Corey show live that night, and then it'll be posted on Thursday to talk about the vice presidential debates. Also, no. There is going to be Loner Gamecast next week. No Jake and Corey next week because we're doing the vice presidential debates on Thursday.
So are you streaming it with Corey?
I will be watching it alone, and then we will be streaming the podcast live.
I see. Gotcha.
So we're going to record it live, but I'm going to watch it by myself right here in this room with nobody watching the Twitch stream.
You can be the only one.
You could be the one person to, like, join me and be like, hey, did you see that, Jake? What did Pence just say? What Kamala Harris just say? It's going to be good times. So there we go. That's the show. Follow us on Twitter, emergency pizza _. That's me. Fatal _microwave. That's that man over there. Twitch.tv/Lonercast. Bye.